Okay, there we go. Kind of. All right. All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kanipa Macwash, Standing Bear, Soda Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4 Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author. Welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle, which really just implies that we are the medicine. No one this is, and that's really just stating that no one's really in charge here, that we're all kind of sitting here, we're all kind of hollow bones. And just for my part, I am in the service of the circle, and I'm in the service of the Great Spirit. So I'm just kind of like the middleman here. And I actually took a picture this morning, made something, and this is me. And this is Laura, and this is Joanne over here, and this is Frank and Deb over here, and this is everybody right here. So this is all of us right here. This is what we look like. It's kind of like a family portrait type thing. So that's that's what we. Okay, I love you. I guess it's going to be that kind of morning. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of We Are the Medicine. And if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. It really just simply means that I want you to live a really good, beautiful, powerful life connected to all those beautiful things: spiritual health, spiritual wealth, because everything, as we know, begins with spirit. We often, we live in a world where we begin like everywhere else but the beginning, right? We're supposed to start, and that was one of my issues, walking the red road. I said, Tony, where do I start, man? Tony's my eldest. I said, Tony, where do I start, right? Tony's like, well, start at the beginning. I'm like, oh. So it took me a long time to figure out what the beginning was. The beginning, spiritual beginnings and needs, and all that. So anyway, it's what we talk about every day. A couple of housekeeping things. If we get a lag in the audio, or we get a lag in the spinning wheel, or if something gets frozen, just know that I'm not going anywhere. If I get kicked off, I'm going to hit that live button again. We will pick up right where we left off, and then we will, just finish out the hour. If you get kicked off, just come right back. Just know, just know that we are not going anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, and let us begin in the usual way here. We're going to start out with a little smudge. And if you want to smudge too, that's okay. A little. And here's a question that came in a couple days ago. I didn't see until this morning. Yeah, you can smudge with anything. We're not telling you what's right or wrong to smudge with. Go with your traditions, right? That's the question that kind of pops up every now and then. And it's really important you understand that. Sometimes I smudge with buffalo sage, sometimes with California white, sometimes with sweetgrass too. So just go with whatever you feel comfortable with, what really works for you. So yeah, we're gonna use a little California sage this morning, and that's okay. That's okay. And also in remembrance for, particularly because we had that comment the other day about the orange shirt comment lady. Um, she wasn't happy with what we talked about either, just so you know. We'll send her some prayers. So we had that conversation the other day about, hey, listen, you know, you know, she was saying she made a comment to me after that day. I guess a couple of days ago. Was that a couple of days ago that we talked about that?
Yeah.
You know, the orange shirt thing, and she thought we were victimizing. Well, I don't think it goes that way. Anyway, she wasn't very happy, and you know that's okay. I really have no opinion beyond that, right? You know, it's just one of those things. I don't have to have an opinion, right, good or bad, right? You know, yeah. It's like treating my serenity very gently, right? You know, because. But anyway, what I was going to say before I get caught up myself on it. So the grandmother out in Vancouver suggested that we keep this going. Um, the smudge going throughout the morning circle in remembrance, recognition of honoring the residential school children that have never come home. So let's so give me a little heart, give me a little thumbs up if you can do that for the circle. Um, please and thank you in advance, and let us go. All right. And happy solstice, everyone. Today's a very special day. It's the first day of summer. So happy longest day of the year. So happy solstice to everyone out there. And let us begin the new summer in a beautiful way. So let's. And there was another comment too. Yes, you can offer with us too. So that's okay. If you want to offer tobacco with us, that would be a good thing, as my elder would say. Yeah. So let's give a little pinch. A little pinch goes a long way. Asking, praying without offering is spiritual stealing. So that's a little help from above, a little guidance from above, a little help from below. And let us begin in a good and beautiful way with spirit and prayer. Amen. Kichi Manitou. And to all my relations. Chi Megwich for our breath. Chi Megwich for this circle. Chi Megwich for our circle. Chi Megwich for our day. Chi Megwich for our life. Thank you. We are grateful for our last breath, and we are hopeful for our next, and we live in that place in between. We come here today. We mean no harm in what we do. We come here in a good way, a sacred way, and humble way. We come here to be guided back to each other. We may come here for a lot of reasons, but the first reason always is life. Without life, we have nothing. Without life, we have nothing. Without life, we have nothing. And we don't come here and celebrate our life. That would be selfish. We want to be selfless. So we want to come here today. We want to celebrate all life, as we are part of all life. So we celebrate those things that offer us life, those nations, tribes, and circles that offer us life. Like the Standing Nations, the ones that offer the world breath. We say thank you. To the Fish Nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the water, we say thank you. To the Wind Nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air, we say thank you. To the Creepy Crawlies and the Slitheries, the ones who teach us how to stay close and grounded to Mother Earth, we say thank you. To the four-legged nation circles and tribes, all four-legged nation circles and tribes, for we understand that you are our greatest teachers, because you offer us and teach us so much about our humanity. We say thank you. And of course, to all other two-legged nation circles and tribes, for we understand that you are our teachers as well. makes our ears and our hearts very happy, because this is an opportunity to grow and to pray with you and for you. We come here and we celebrate those things that give us life, air, water, fire, and earth. We celebrate the 7 directions, the 7 sacred directions. Celebrate the 7 sacred teachings. We celebrate the ones that have come before us. Our ancestors, and remember, if they are our relatives here, which everything is that has that beautiful spirit, then they are our relatives over there. So we come from a million points of powerful light and prayers. It is empowering when we look back and see all those relatives. And we understand that some of our 2-legged relatives were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed that along to us. This is an opportunity for healing. And we understand during this process it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to go to some places that make us feel vulnerable and scared and frightened. But it's also okay to heal from this and to understand that their wounds were not for us to carry. And again, we don't do this for selfish reasons. We do this for selfless reasons, so we don't have to carry these wounds to the next seven generations. For we only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only loaned it to us. So we are at the intersection between 2 beautiful unseen worlds. It intertwines and blends the seen and the unseen, and we are intertwined right here, right now, between both beautiful worlds. Let's be mindful of who we are, what we're saying, where we're going. Be mindful of all directions, that we can carry the prayers from our ancestors to help out the ones that will come after us. A great opportunity to break the chains. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. We can break those cycles of addiction and abuse and violence right here, right now. But we can't do it if we're sitting alone. We come here together in a beautiful circle at this beautiful time, inviting all of the ancestors in to sit with us, and to know at the end, to know right here, right now, that we are never truly alone. That we have aid, seen and unseen, powerful prayers of courage. Our ancestors brought us these prayers in unbelievable courage and strength and guidance and wisdom and respect. So let's use this to move forward and to heal in a good way. When we come here, we mean no harm in what we do. And the ancestors, they brought something else. They brought a path, a well-worn path for us to follow, to walk down. It is called the Red Road, the road of wellness, the road of all people, the road of all life, the road that connects us to all other roads, both seen and unseen. Humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, and wisdom. These are the teachings, the first 7 sacred teachings. So let us sit here today and let us be good relatives, both seen and unseen. Let us be good relatives. Make good relations with this beautiful spirit called humility. And understand that we are one, that we are not separated each other, even though that world out there, the colonial war, separates our skin, religion, sexual identity, how much money we make from each other. Well, over in this world, we know we are all brothers and sisters in this beautiful walk on this beautiful red road. And let us take one step closer to remembering and understanding the first prayer at the center of the universe, the one that came to our mother's wombs, the ancient sacred agreements of harmony and balance, the first prayer that ever was. Oh, all right. Okay, good one this morning. All right. Okay, once again, my name is Kanipa with Mac Watt, Standing Bear Soda, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4, Territory, Anishinaabe, 60s Group Survivor, published author. Welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle. This is a very, very exciting moment. We're so fortunate and lucky that we get to come here, and that there's a time and a place for us to gather. And we were talking this weekend. We had a beautiful seminar this weekend. We talked a little bit about what really brought us together. That colonial darkness, whatever that is, and the that thing that was out there that shut down everything there. We didn't want to name it, right? Because once we name it, then we step not much closer to connecting to that. We don't want to connect to anything anti-life like that right there. So, but that really brought us together, and so that's a beautiful thing. Anytime, Creator brings us together, that's a beautiful and valuable time, and so just thank, we just thank whatever Creator may be for this beautiful life, man. We get an opportunity again today to live a really beautiful life, to connect to that beautiful life, for us to come here, to love each other, to heal, and to all those beautiful things. So a couple of things. If you're new here, welcome. We love you. A couple of things before we really start off. The kind of preamble things. That was a question too. I'm going off two platforms right now. So I'm going off YouTube, which is over there. So if you see me looking back and forth, that's what I'm doing. I wrote that in my notes. I forgot to say that in the housekeeping notes. So anyway, a couple things before we start over. Hollow bones. That's why we're here. The opening prayer was a hollow bones prayer. It's our connection to life. It is a red road. That was a question the other day. I like the opening prayer. Is that like a red road prayer? Yeah, yes, it is. Those things that bring us together. That's a red road thing, right? So just because we call it the red road doesn't mean. And here's another question that the indigenous do not take ownership of it. We don't believe in ownership, so we are guardians of it, right? So that's pretty much it, right? So we are we look after, we walk this red road, and that's how we guard it. We walk it, right? So hollow bones. There's so one of the definitions, and please feel free to write your definition, and we really offer that as well to write your definition, how you feel, and just be mindful. Let that definition be fluid, right? Right. Don't allow that to be static, because life isn't static. The day isn't static. The season. So allow that and as you grow with the Spirit, so will your understanding of the Spirit. So just allow that to grow. Be really gentle. That's like a really beautiful, gentle teaching. So just allow that to grow. So there's a life force out there. I think we can all agree that there's a life force. That life force looks like a lot of different things. It flows through the birds, the bees, everything like that. But it also flows through the plants, the seasons, and also both seen and unseen. Right. So we want to connect to that flow. So it's not just connecting to other humans, right? That's kind of like that's like a colonialism, right? Well, the only life that really matters is human, right? No, over here, the red road, all life matters, right? There's no hierarchy of spirituality. There's no hierarchy. No one is greater. Just kind of like. Like you don't have to come and then be like that and big white daddy in the sky type thing. No, we come here, and really, it's really this simple. And thank you for the grandmothers who have brought this to me. So this is really what we look like right here. We are a circle. This is what we look like right here. This is DM Kim. Andre, this is me, Heather, this is everybody here. This is what we are intertwined and overlapping, both seen and unseen. So that means our prayers, our thoughts, our emotions, everything is this is what we look like, and it's really beautiful, and it's really simple, and it's really powerful. That's why we know it's from that beautiful thing called life, right? When it gets complicated, there's no books, there's nothing needed to go through this. So, okay, and ancestors and elders. So it's very traditional to thank those that have come before us. My direct elder is Tony Stone Hawk. There's a question. I would just do that question right. So actually, I brought it up. So, I am Soto. So this is a question from you. That I'm Soto, and grandfather Tony is Lenny Lenape. So I met Tony about 13 years before I was reunited with my Soto tribe and my ancestral land. So I've been with him for Tony for 30 years. So, but that doesn't mean that I don't love and appreciate the men, the Muslims and the Cookums over Fishing Lake First Nation who guided me in a really good and beautiful way, taught me many beautiful, powerful lessons. And again, all those other men and women of medicine that I have sat with, been the privilege of sitting with, honor to just sit with and just listen. I just soak up everything when I sit with those elders, and moving into that new realm of being a young elder too. So I'm really taking those love experiences and wisdom and really sharing them with you, coming from all directions, which is again the Red Road. Which is a basic Red Road teaching. So thank you, Tony Stonehock. Okay, circle medicine. Okay, this is like the third or fourth time we brought this up, but it's really powerful. No one's in front of us, no one's behind us, no one's above us, no one is below us. We are all equal here. I'm trying to do a dramatic pause. We are all equal here. It's really that simple. So that means Nita, Carol, Vernon, Marianne, myself. Well, like just because maybe so much drank last week or last month doesn't make you any better or any worse than people that have been here walking the Red Road for 40 or 50 years. We have a couple elders that that drift in here and they kind of peek in, and I kind of see them and I'm just like, okay, good, because I feel their energy, right? I feel that like their wisdom, right? When any of the elders kind of drift in the circle, it's just kind of like, a couple of them stay here too, and so it's just that beautiful, man. Just like even in like the virtual world, just like just like it just gets better, right? And so anyway, we are all equal here. That's the thing. Sacred feminine, that has to be, and that's in my notes every morning to mention that. And there's a colonial world that struggles with some basic simple ideas about spirituality, and this is one of them. They marginalize the sacred feminine, the life givers. That is, like if we just think about that for about 3 seconds, we understand how outrageous that is, and really it's ingrained in that culture out there. So we are re-indigenizing, we're not decolonizing. We are sitting here with a simple recognition that you are sacred, beautiful, powerful. And I need you to write that down: sacred, beautiful, enough, and powerful. That's what you are. Because you have the ability to bring in life, right? And that is a sacred thing. And how dare you, colonial world, marginalize their voice, marginalize them in any way? How dare you, right? So I could just smudge your face when I say that. I love you. I love you. So, okay, anyway, we are at to question of the day. Question of the day. Okay, this came in the other day. There's also another kind of part to this, and I wanted to add to, but let's just tackle this first. Please keep your questions, concerns, and comments coming. Once again, because of travel and stuff, I'm a little bit behind, so I'm still going through. I can't believe I'm still going through the messages. So I think I've gone through actually all of them. But if I did not get around to your question, please re-ask them again. Please, apologies and sorry for that. So just re-ask them. This one was a volunteer question. Can you use this for the question of the day? So I kind of like that. That's cool. That means I don't have to make a decision. This was there was a little back and forth. What is the first thing that we can do to protect the environment? And I think that's a beautiful question, Mike. That's a beautiful, beautiful question. And we have some, and there was a lot of And again, let's not think of this as right or wrong. We kind of leave that at the door, right? Good, bad, right or wrong, better, worse, that kind of thing. That's like a colonial thing. It's kind of like, you know, um, it's kind of like dismiss. So we don't give that any real attention. So this is not about right and wrong. Um, there's a lot of, there's a lot of um, great comments here. One walk softly. I think, I love that walk softly, right? Walk gently. My answer would be, what's the first thing we can do to protect the environment? It just to build a relationship with it. That would be, that's my teaching. Um, you know, again, this is not right or wrong. There's no hierarchy of right answers. That's a colonialism. The bearism would be to let's connect to it, and that's really what we do here every day. We begin with spirit. We begin with prayer, and we also begin, with offering, and that just opens up that beautiful, beautiful door, right? A beautiful, powerful door for us to connect, to relate to. We live in a world where we're not even related to Mother Earth, and that's like if there's a setup for a really bad life, that is it. So let's connect to a world. Let's not connect to the thing that gave us life, right? Right, and that seems reasonable to the colonial world. Let's not connect to the water, the fire, Mother Earth, the seasons, the sunrise, the animals, and the insects. Let's not connect to those things. Like even though like you see how twisted that is, right? And it's so what we do is we start with spirit. And we connect to the environment that gives us life. We connect to, and really we protect it again by connecting to it. And again, that's what we do every day here is we connect to the beautiful things that give us life, right? That is the red road. That's part of the red road, but it's not the entirety of the red road. It's like really connecting to, you know, the Stanton Nation. So like I think it's really beautiful that we get an opportunity every day to come here and sit. I'm so grateful that you are here, that we are here, and we get to do that. Nita says go barefoot. I love that, right? I love that. That's like so freaking beautiful, and so powerful. Connecting to, my elders, many elders. I would just said, they teach their children to, and like I've sat in their circles, right? Just like a little kid, right? They teach their children to like put their toes in the sand, put their toes in the dirt, play with the mud, right? As children, that's what we automatically do, not because we are children, it's because we automatically know how to connect to this thing called life, right? So we do this with the puddles, when we're little, we have little kids, like 3 or 4 years old, they're like that, they're not playing, they're connecting, right? They're playing and connecting, right? Right. As like a youngster, I climbed like all sorts of trees just because I thought it was cool. I thought they were just like really cool, powerful. We climbed the highest and we climbed out the farthest, and we, getting up was easy, coming down kind of thing. We all had that issue. Right? We looked down and be like, oh my God, we're so high, just and so we can reinvent, we can learn, we can go back there. In fact, there's a beautiful umbilical grandmother medicine. I can't talk about it a lot just because I'm a male. So but a beautiful, just a real brief teaching is that we can go back to when we were little, right? And we can just close our eyes. We can just close our eyes and we can remember like a favorite stream. Like when I was little, we had this thing, the Snellgroves, my adoptive family, we had this thing called Hampshire House. So we had like a little vacation cabin way up in the woods, and we would spend a couple weeks. We spent a month there like every summer, and there's trails and there's hiking and there's all this, and like basically what we did was, you know, we as children, we investigated the world that we were a part of, and then as we grew up, we kind of unlearned that, and then we detached from the very thing that gives us life, and then of course, um, like this was the other question was, and I'm going to answer it right now, is why don't you talk about mental health? Yeah, and I said this is what we do every day, right? So to answer that question, kind of two for today, is like, we talk about this when we connect to Mother Earth, when we connect to the environment, when we connect to the seasons. And today's a really beautiful day to talk about it. In fact, we have a really beautiful reading today um, about connection. And when we connect to the environment, right? That's spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, right? And all those are pertaining to our health. And when we connect to those things, we are part of those things, and we will protect those things that we are part of, right? So, so when we connect to mentally that we are a part of the trees, the environment, the breath, the sacred breath, then there's a level of healing there that wasn't there before, right? There's, when we disconnect, let's look at it the opposite. When we disconnect from that, when we disconnect from the world, when we disconnect literally from our breath, all sorts of diseases come in, including mental illness right there, right? But, and I'm not saying that there's a clinical spectrum there, and I'm not saying that would take that away. I'm just saying that let's connect to the environment, let's connect to Mother Earth, let's connect to the seasons, let's connect to the solstice. And while we're doing that, how we're doing that, let's sing, let's dance, let's go to ceremonies, let's sit by the fire, let's sit by the river, let's have water ceremonies, let's sit with the grandmothers, let's sit with all these things. And then maybe after that, like for some people, the spectrum is very, very needed. And um, the colonial pharmaceutical industry is really needed, right? So, I'm not suggesting that mental illness is not a real thing. So, I have to say that. So, anyway, again, happy solstice. We are here. We are here at this beautiful moment here. So let's put up. So we go over a couple of books here. If you, I am the author of these books. I was questioned the other day. I said, I don't know what books you go over. Well, I wrote these books. So if you want to support me and the books, that would be appreciated. Um, So what we do here is we pick a reading, and the reading is Whispers from the Hollow Bone, October 18th today. Some days we go on the day. Most days seems like a wild card day. I think yesterday we were actually on the day. So what we do here, we will read it and develop a general impression, and we understand here that we are all over the map. So there's 25 people here, so we're all over the map as far as where we are spiritually. This is not about right and wrong, but the beautiful thing is, the powerful thing is, we will grow in spirit together. That means in greater understanding and connection of. So this includes the environment, this includes Mother Earth, this includes the medicine wheel, which includes spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical, right? Emotional is how we feel, mental is how we think, right? So that was another question. So, anyway, let's, this is a really good one today. It's one of my favorites. Actually. Of course I said that. And, to think about this is, we just have a really good time here, right? We take this thing very seriously, but, we talked about it again this weekend at seminar that we can laugh through. That's part of the healing process. That's part of connecting to the environment, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, mentally, is that we can grow here and we can laugh here, right? My elders say laughter and humor is a big part of indigenous society, right? Huge part. So it is often a forgotten ceremony in the colonial that, we have to take this very seriously, and and it's true. We do take this very seriously because it's really, we're about here connecting your life, and there's really no other more important thing that we do during the day, right? So, but it doesn't mean we can't, kind of laugh at ourselves, and I'm going to tell a funny story too. So, anyway, no one said that they love you today. Love you very much. Okay. So we're going to read a couple times. Like Earth, Our spiritual growth is based on our relationship to the light of the sun. How appropriate for solstice, right? Right. Right. Let's read that again. I love you. Like Earth, our spiritual growth is based on our relationship to the light of the sun. I'm just like, wow. I'm just, there's so much happening. It's so rich and so powerful, And the other thing too is it doesn't have to be long. When Spirit speaks in simplicity, it's usually not that long. And, it's not paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs to say one thing. It's really quite simple. So, when the initial teaching, we talk about it, we go over this every day, but it's just like, simplicity. The power, the strength is found in simplicity, right? So what we're doing here, we're simply taking a look at that. We're simply taking a look. So let's start, kind of laughing myself. I said it before. I said, Tony, where did we start? And it's kind of like I was so confused because I was coming out of that colonial world. Well, bear starting the beginning. So, okay, so guess what? We're going to start at the beginning. So, Tonyism, like Earth, that's really beautiful. Why do you think Spirit? There's a beautiful thing to start, right? What it says, like Earth. We look at, I want to always think of Spirit first, similarities, we are related to, connection to what Earth, right? So they're making it very clear, like Earth. They're not saying like somewhat like Earth or a little bit like Earth. They're saying like Earth. No, they're being very clear. This is the definition, like Earth. So, let's go back to the question, like environment, like Earth, right? It is all related, right? Right, like Earth. So the basic indigenous Red Road teaching is that we are Earth, right? Write that down. If you're new here to the Red Road, we offer you to take notes, like it's okay to take notes. We encourage that. We encourage you to share what we do here, like Earth, right? Earth, and we can take a long time with that, like Earth, spiritual, right? So how are we like Earth? Like if you're new here, well, we are the trees, right? It's often saying that the trees give us breath, right? Well, the reverse with that is we give breath to the trees too, and that's we don't talk about that enough here, right? The trees wouldn't live if we didn't offer what we breathe out back to them too. So there is a symbiotic relationship there, right? And that's really a beautiful definition of the Spirit. Symbiotic relationship, one hand looking after the other. We are all looking after each other, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual. Actually, everything beginning with the Spirit, right? So Mother Earth, Spirit. So we are aligning. So this is really like Earth. So we are aligning ourselves with this beautiful thing called life and love, which is really represented in Mother Earth and what the environment. So we're going to bring the question in here and say, wow, right? That is beautiful. What we're doing, and because we're talking about it, and here's another question. We're doing like 18 questions today. So another question was, well, how do we align? Well, like the thing, we connect to it, we talk about it, we pray about it, we offer, which we've already done here today. So there's 30 of us here. So we are already aligning ourselves. There's an alignment here. We've been doing this we're going at it for 40 minutes now, and now because we've done that, there's a beautiful alignment there, right? So emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and then we're like, oh, okay, good. Like Earth, you are beautiful, rich, powerful, right? You are beautiful, rich in spirit, rich in dreams, rich in imagination and creativity. Everything that Mother Earth is, you are. And I need you to write that down, right? The Lakota is Iktomi medicine, which is spider medicine, which is in creativity. and imagination, right? Right off the rip. So it's a lot more than that, but it's like the web of life, blah, blah, blah. But we're just a little look at creativity, right? You know, the colonial world kind of takes that away, right? Creativity, because you're not pretty enough, you're not this, you're not that, you have to, you know, and you know, and like the end of the day, just like, you know, we're a bumbling mess because you know we believe that world that said we're not beautiful, we're not sacred, we're not enough, we're not creative, we have no imagination, because they take that from us in their educational system, which is really indoctrination. When we come over here, and this is just contrast medicine, when we come back to Mother Earth, like Earth is beautiful, powerful, and sacred. How are you not beautiful, powerful, and sacred? Rich in color. Your seasons are beautiful. Write that down. Your seasons are colorful and beautiful and powerful. And you can do anything you want, beginning with spirit, moving through that beautiful place of the spirit. Bear out. No, okay. Okay, so we covered the first two words here. I get so fired up carrying on. I love you guys. So, and I love the way you let me do that, just kind of like flowing through. And like Earth, we're supposed to carry this through the rest of our day, through the rest of our lives too. And I don't know why I'm whispering, but you know. So, like Earth, first two words, like Earth. So we are Earth. So we're not like Earth. We are Earth, right? Our spiritual growth. Everything begins with spirit. So we have to take a look at hours. So Earth and hour, back to back, side by side. That's something to take a look at. That's a beautiful thing. What is Spirit trying to tell us? What is Spirit trying to tell you? Daniela, what is Spirit trying to tell you? Earth hour, right? Earth hour. Earth hour. And I want you to think about this right here. Earth is hour. This is us. This is us and everything. This is us and everything. Right. This is us and everything. Earth and hour. Spiritual. Everything. So they put it all together in a beautiful, and like I can't even, like, I'm a pretty creative guy, but this is like when they're saying that beautifully flowed, right? Earth, hour, spiritual growth, all together. That's like mind blowing, right? So where do we begin? Well, we begin with Earth, hour, spiritual growth. Write that one down. Right? How beautiful is that? Earth, us, spiritual growth. Right? So they're telling us what to do, how to do it, where to begin, emotionally, mentally, spiritual. Like, this is so beautiful and fantastic, right? You know. Like there's no need for contemplation. They're really just kind of pushing us and being like, this is where, you know, kind of pointing over there, saying this is where you start, and over there is where you start. It looks a lot like, exactly like this right here. I love you. Right? Like, you see how beautiful this is? It's just so beautiful, like Earth. You are, and so let's talk about this, and they're pinging me again. So every single one of you, beautiful, powerful, sacred, colorful imagination, right? So what we're doing here is we're unleashing the fact that you are imaginary, beautiful beings, and that you can go anywhere and create anything with your imagination, you know, beginning with spirit. So in other words, if you want to be happy, we talked about this weekend in the seminar, it's like we're here, we're supposed to be happy, because when that happiness comes from our alignment from the sacred, the seven sacred laws, right? Humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, and wisdom, right? It's supposed to come from all those, right? You know, and really, spiritual growth. So if there's a beginning to that, that would be it. You know, the wolf, the eagle, turtle, the sabe, buffalo, bear, and beaver, right? So then, there are animals here that I don't want to say middlemen, but they're kind of like middlemen. Just kind of like, oh, okay. So when we look at the wolf, when we sit with the wolf, we understand the wolf is also Earth too. Write that down. The wolf is also, so all these. The eagle is Earth, right? So when there's a kind of misnomer there, and that was was in a seminar, and that was a question. That was a really good, beautiful, valid question. So humans are not the only representation of Earth, and we are Earth kind of thing. We are Earth, and Earth is us. Well, you know, to expand that a little bit, to make that more beautiful and dynamic, the wolf is also Earth. The bat, the beaver, the bee, the birds, you know, the mole, the salmon, you know, the orcas, you know, the dolphins. They are also a representation of Earth, and they also look like this, right? Right. And so it's okay that you know certain animal, and let's just say this too, certain animals come to you in aid to help you, right? For a minute, for a moment, for a reason, for a season, right? Right, right. So we connect to those things that are trying to connect to us, right? So spiritual. So like now that we're on this kind of threat thing, so you know let's connect to those things that give us life, right? So it's not only water, air, fire, and earth. It is also wolf, right? There's also eagle, you know, salmon, squirrel, whatever it is, and it all carries. And again, all these animals they're equal, right? Just because it's the first seven doesn't mean that they're any not more equal or better. Or, you know, better than, because they're all a representation of the teaching, just like we are. So, I think I should move on here. So let's again, like I think we're pretty clear in the hour. We don't have to go through that again. So like hour, this is a representation of the hour. So our spiritual growth is based, okay, based, you know, again, grounding. That's what that means, grounding, based on. Where do we begin? We begin with the, you know, so like if we were to look at the medicine wheel, we will look at the east, first light, grounding, right? Grounding. So we begin with what? The solstice, the first day, light. So the light grounds us, right? Right. And it will be better to make that offering of gratitude and thank you for this life, for the opportunity for us to what? Spiritually grow. When we say anything in gratitude, we grow spiritually. And you can write that down too, right? Right. So just you know, like you know, like if the only prayer that you can say all day is just thank you, it's like that's a really good day, right? You know, it's a really good day, despite everything that happened to us, right? There's whatever's, right? Right. Like and after everything we've been through, all the trauma and abuse, we can just say, you know, that's a terrific day. We can just say thank you for the lessons, thank you for life, thank you for, you know, that's a hell of a day, man. That's a hell of a day, right? And you know, we can begin. And here's like the beautiful thing is that we don't like if we literally like just some questions there and say, well, I missed the sunrise, and so you don't have to wait till tomorrow. You know, like my elders taught me that we can end our old life with our last breath, and we can begin our new life with our new breath. And there's no law out there that says we can't renew every day, every moment, every time. If you know, like if we're feeling some sort of way, we can, you know, renew our life with our very next breath, right? And you know, so the sunrise, that light is reflected in us all the time. In fact, where that comes from is our heart. Boom, 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 boom. That is, you know, that spark of life is the spark of life at the first fire at the center of the universe, right? Right. So so we come from a beautiful line of powerful light. Right? There's a lot of stars out there, right? You know, we come from the first star that ever was, so we are a relative of that very first star. And the sun, our sun, is a really beautiful relative of that first light that ever was, right? Right. You know, and that's a really beautiful thing, and particularly meaningful today on the solstice when, you know, we gently, beautifully move through that cosmic celestial shift, right? Right. Where it's just kind of rounding the corner, that longest day of the year, that longest light, right? Based on, right? so we can, the longest light of the year. And so what we're supposed to do is, like the sunrise, we're supposed to carry that light with us wherever we go. Right? And so when we carry that light, grounding, well, the earth, the environment is both seen and unseen. So we're supposed to carry that beautiful seen light with us into unseen realms, particularly our very own. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Right. So really, like emotionally, and let's get back to that mental thing. And so, we're supposed to carry that light, be that light, offer that light. So one is coming to us, two, we're supposed to offer it, two, because we are supposed to live full circle, right? So basically, so let's talk about that. So the physical part of that, of the light, is tree medicine, because the light, the sun and the tree, just like us, they're really close relatives too. Like they're not any more relatives or any less relatives than we are, right? So there's no hierarchy of like, well, you're like more a relative than me. It's like none of that, because we've already covered that we are all equal. So the unseen tree medicine is, you know, there's a beautiful relationship, symbolic relationship with, the sun and the tree, right? It doesn't even include us. And in this moment, at this time, in this comment, it doesn't even include us at this time. So we can look at that. We can take that teaching and be and use that for our, right? Yeah. And if you want to think about more indigenous teachings, right? You know, you know, you you know, um, we pick medicine. We offer, we make an offering, and then we pick the medicine when the sun is highest in the sky, right? About noon, 1 o'clock, right? So, towards the fall, when the medicine season, when the picking season is coming, we pick that medicine highest in the sky, right? Because that's when the energy from the earth is highest in that plant, you know. Beautiful. So we get to keep that energy. We get to share that energy. We get to consume that energy, the light that is reflected in. We are all related in the medicines, that we pick and we use. Right? So, okay, like Earth, our spiritual growth is based on, again, hour. So they used hour twice in the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words. So hour twice. Whenever spirit uses redundancy, then that's something that we should really pay attention. That's not like that's not coincidence, right? That's spirit knocking on that spiritual door and be like, look, let's pay attention over here. And again, so they're breaking, so they're addressing the illusion of separation that colonial world gives us, right? So they're constantly doing that, because we're constantly bombarded with that adversarial, and this is contrast medicine, so we're constantly bombarded with that adversarial, we are separate, you're white, you're a half-breed, you're from Europe, you're this, you're that, you're pretending you're young, you're poor, you're rich, you're a Mexican, you don't belong here, you belong over there, you're Democrat, it's exhausting. Right? That's exhausting, right? But that's what they feed us all day. And then at the end of all that, once they exhaust us, then that spiritual sickness comes in, right? Lost, lonely, scared, afraid, angry, resentful, right? Right? And then after that, the behaviors start coming in. It's like drinking, drugging, and, whatever it is, whatever anti-life behavior that kind of filled that void. Well, we are filling that void right now with the simple fact that we are all related, and the fact that we love you. How about that? How about that? It's really that simple, right? So, our indigenous ancestors, they really knew how to come to to create that place that we are all equal, right? All life is equal, right? Right. It's based on our relation, and this is really based on our relation. So, why do you think they put relations, they put spiritual growth and relation together, right? Again, kind of redundant, looks a little different, but it's still talking about the same thing. Relations, we are here to build good relations, right? Both seen and unseen, spiritually, emotionally, mental, physical, right? But again, that colonial world, you know, pigeonholes us into, life, love, relationship is like this, right? Like it's only to certain people in certain places that I love. Yeah, no. The spiritual thing is we are to understand that all life is a relative resource because all life has something to offer, right? We don't dismiss because we don't understand it, right? That's a colonialism, right? The reverse with that, we make good relations too, right? We talked about this the other day. I forget it was in a seminar yesterday, and um, it's like a lot of colonials are scared of Mother Earth. Right? It's a scary place, right? Mother Earth is like, oh, like rain out the birds or the bees, the it might be, oh, no, there might be an ant, it might be a red ant. It's like red ant season now. So it's like, that might be a red ant. It's really scary. I can't go outside. I can't go there. I can't, they create, maintain the illusion that Mother Earth is a really scary place. The very thing that gives us life, people run away from. And that's a comment and conversation that, people bring to me a lot. Say, well, I can't go outside because there's red ants. Like, that was a comment from a little while ago, right? And just like, and I'm like, just interesting. Well, I think you should go out there, stick your feet, toes in, okay, well, I won't go there, but why don't you go to the beach? Oh, but there's sharks at the beach. Okay, okay, so okay, I don't think on the beach has a lot of sharks, right? So why don't you go to the beach next? So there's really close proximity to, right? Right? Right. I wouldn't go swimming in the Great Barrier Reef if you're worried about sharks, but I would dip your toes in the water, right? That's okay, right? And that's okay. So that so relationship, the physical really helps the spiritual, right? So let's move to connect to, and this connects to the question that, hey, look, you know, you know, recently, we went to the Black Hills, right? And there was a beautiful stream there, and just the fact, sitting by, just listening to the sounds of songs, the symphony of all that life flowing through that stream, you know, the wind and this, it was a beautiful symphony of life, and that's how we connect, right? That's how we build good relations. It's one thing to pray with and for, it's another thing to sit with, right? That's kind of like that beautiful. We have to have both parts, right? We have to have both parts. So that relationship is praying for, and then the other part is actually sitting with. So we actually have to go out there to build good relations, to sit with, up into, including the light of the sun, right? And you know what? And here's a conversation too, right? Um, that light is reflected in everything we do. We're supposed to carry that light with us, right? So this is not just an event. We're supposed to carry the light with us, right? So just like a day event, let's do celebration, which is all spiritual, and it's good, it's good, but to add to that, in realms of growing spiritually and building that relationship, we're supposed to carry that light with us, right? Right, this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you what's on there. Well, today's a beautiful ceremony, but we're supposed to carry that what? We're supposed to carry that beautiful light and that sun with us. Not just one day. We're supposed to carry that all year. When we realize that and that understanding, our life just gets better. Right? Right. So it's coming to us, and then we're supposed to help that sun shine in those other places that we struggle and other people struggle. That's what that is, beginning with spirit, right? That means helping others. That means helping, and others could be Mother Earth, right? It's not just the true lady, right? Like if you want to go to a soup kitchen, that's fine, and help the homeless. I think that's a really good idea, but I think it's also a good idea, to help Mother Earth, right? And again, the question is to sit with Mother Earth, right? To sit with those beautiful things, right? Mother Earth is beautiful year round. We just think spring and summer is a beautiful time. Well, fall and winter is a beautiful time to sit with Mother Earth, especially during the winter, to bring that light to, those really dark, reflective places. That's what we're supposed to do, right? So, the light too. And here's like another thing too that we talked about this weekend is, you know, is that light that we carry, like the red road. Um, um, there's some people out there that think full bloods are better than the red road and doing that and that kind of, and I just think that's kind of nonsense, right? Just because I've been doing this doesn't make me any better than you. If you have an affinity towards the red road, then then the same light that is offered to me is also offered to you. It's no different, right? We are looking for allies here. The sun is looking for, the Mother Earth is looking for allies, right? So when we carry it, when we understand that, right, that's when the power really comes, right? Look at people say, well, I don't want to be a pretendian and kind of do this. No, the same light that is offered to me and my ancestors is the same light that's offered to you. And so the way you understand that, you sit with that, feel that, and then, right? That was a really bad, yeah, right, yeah. And then we start talking about, the rainbow people too, and you know, and I think as an indigenous male, I think it's really important that we honor those that want to be partners and allies, including people from different tribes and different nations and different roots. I think that's a beautiful thing, right? And what, the light shines on us all equally, right? So in that spiritual aspect, then that's a beautiful thing, right? Right. And to get even deeper with that, so some people even saying, look, I'm part Irish, I'm part French, I'm part this, I'm part that, I'm part all these things, right? And I feel less than because I'm not a pure blood, right? Right? I'm not pure, and I said, my response was, like, I think you're beautiful. I think you are pure, right? I think you are pure. In fact, I think you have the opportunity. We talked about it this weekend. I think you have the opportunity to celebrate all your ancestry, right? No matter where you come from, if you're Scottish, Irish, that's so you carry a lot of light from a lot of different places, right? And I think that's a beautiful, just think about that. If that's the only thing, you had the beautiful opportunity. Creator gave you a beautiful opportunity to carry all the light from all your ancestry, right? Just think about that. We are all indigenous. Thank you, Mark. We're all indigenous from somewhere, right? And all the people, we are people of Earth. So I don't. Let's not talk about using language. I'm a mutt, right? Like if you're Scottish, Irish, whatever, and maybe have some, North African blood, those, that's a place to honor yourself. And when you honor yourself, guess what you're doing? You're honoring the circle that you come from. If you dishonor that, then, then how much light are you really carrying? How is your light shining today? So this is a beautiful opportunity to, because people come to me and say, well, I'm really disappointed that I did this and I'm only 2% Native American. I'm like, well, I'm not, Spirit Mother Earth isn't really concerned with percentages. It's really concerned with how we sit with and honor, right? Mm-hmm. And I need you to write that down too, how we sit with an honor. And like if you come from a lot of places, then what a beautiful opportunity to, basically you got your hands full, right? You got your hands full, right? And we welcome you here. We welcome you to the circle. We will help you find your light and your ancestry, and we will celebrate that. And that's just a beautiful thing, right? So so it's not, so basically what I'm saying that you're not handicapped because you come from a lot of places that really, like if we look at it from a different angle, you carry a lot of love, maybe because you're carrying that light from your direct ancestry, right? And that has to be celebrated, right? And it's not lack of, it's what you're bringing to, and you're bringing a lot of light to this world. What an opportunity. And this is not an accident either, right? This is not an accident, right? So, so know that you are beautiful, know that you are powerful, and know that all the light from where you carry is a beautiful thing. How about that? Yeah. But, but And again, we have to get rid of that conversation where, I'm less than because I'm not like you. That's a colonialism. We have to step away and be like, look, man, this is really beautiful, powerful teaching, right? One that I didn't understand in the beginning because we come from that colonial world where, full bloods are this and then this and that. When, when really the fact is you get a beautiful opportunity to carry all that light from all those ancestors, and you get to carry it here. Just sit with that. You honor all those ancestors. You get to honor all those ancestors. What an opportunity to celebrate love and light. And now that we're on the solstice, what a particularly powerful conversation that we're having. Don't tell me you feel less than because you carry a lot of light. That's what you're telling me. Okay? You carry all this light for a reason because you're the one that can carry it. Right? Because you're the light that can carry it. Creator chose you to carry this beautiful light from all your ancestors, right? Brings tears to my eyes, right? What a beautiful opportunity that you have to bring light into this world, right? What a beautiful opportunity. And I just want you to sit with that a second, right? Right? Live the light that you are. And I need you to write that down. I want you to be proud of all your ancestry. I don't want you to come to indigenous circles and be like, I feel less than because I'm not like you. This is all my ancestry, and I'm proud to bring it to you. How about that? I'm proud to bring my light and then the light from my people so we can finally sit as one. How about that? How about that? To bring in light from various parts of the world is an incredible opportunity. And a lot of traditionalists don't think this way, but it's just something that creator, Grandfather Tony, we talk about this, right? How beautiful your light is, and how dare you dim your light when you come here? How dare you? Right? Come here and be proud of who you are. Become and say, I want to support you. I want to support the indigenous tribes because we are all indigenous. And look at my ancestry. They're Irish, they're Catholic, not Catholic. They're Irish. They're Scottish. They're they're German. They're Polish. They're Cossacks. They're all this. They're Ukrainian. All this stuff. That's beautiful and powerful. Don't dim that light. Come in respect of all that light. Respect of all of that light. Carry that light wherever you go. That's the teaching. Carry that light wherever you go. And it is a privilege to carry that light. Be telling me to be quiet. Privilege to carry that light. Privilege to carry that light. If you're from Europe and coming here, beautiful. Bring that light from your people and bring it here. And sit with us in the sacred circle of the light of this beautiful place. That's a beautiful thing. So, let's read this one more time. I love you, and then we'll move on to announcements. I'm not sure if we have any announcements, but like Earth. See how different, see how rich and powerful just this simple teaching was. It's just like, once we look at it, it's so rich and so has so much depth and weight. Like Earth, our spiritual growth is based on our relationship to the light of the sun. How many suns are you carrying? How are you carrying your light today? Okay. Let us sit with that. Let us ground. Do a little ground. This is not. This is a comment. I'm going to address this because it was a comment the other day. This is not entertainment, right? You know, this is grounding medicine. This is wood. What is that? Well, it's wood from a tree, and just because it looks like this doesn't mean it's any less grounded, right? So close your eyes, and let's do this. Close your eyes. Let's bring in. We talked about imagination today, so let's bring in how beautiful all your ancestors are. How beautiful. How beautiful all your ancestors are, and how lucky you are that you have all that ancestry, right? Right, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother the Red Road that you have different ancestry from Europe, from South America, from this, from that. No, I'm just happy you're here. How about that? I'm just happy you get to bring your light here. How beautiful is that? So I just want you to close your eyes, and I just want you, like if you're full blood, just be, hey, that's beautiful, right? That's beautiful, right? But it's no less different or no less powerful. But the most important thing is what makes this so beautiful and so powerful is that we're sitting here together. That's the medicine is in the gathering, and the gathering is in the medicine, right? Right. So just close your eyes, and I just want to put that gratitude of all that love and all that light that you have within you right now. I love you. Oh, sorry. Awkward. Okay. All right, we'll kind of wrap it up. We're running way over. I'm really apologize about that. Sometimes we just get carried away, right? And that's okay. And so, once again, happy solstice. I love you. Let's carry that light. Be proud of who you are, what you are, and how you're carrying that light. And, also, again, the final word is, this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you, the light in you, does not end. So let's carry what we lived here and learned here and loved here and listened to here, and let's carry it out there. So it's just so far beyond hitting that share button, right? So go ahead, hit that share here with people, places, and groups. Hit that because we have done a beautiful job today. My name is Kanipa with Macwatt, Standing Bear. And if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much. Let's have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Boom.